Kuroheme, Adoganjia, Hueto Towe Doganjia, Adam La Lofon Ganjia, Mauna Blow Mauheti. Uh, if you don't know those greetings by now, you can contact us and we'll tell you. This video is for just straight to the point. This is for those who act like they cannot respect other people's choices when they make real moves. In particular, in this case, African people who have changed their names, or if they haven't changed their name legally, they just don't use European names. We could title this "Calling Us Out Our Name." You see what I'm saying? Uh, People usually associate, being called out of their name with certain curse words or whatever. We are also a ghetto by gun. I can both be the first also, by the way. I.e., know His Imperial Majesty, the paramount monarch of Gunlodo. African monarchy based in the Vodun tradition, based in the Ajai and Yoruba cultures of West Africa, or where we descend from, where many of you descend from, whether you want to accept it or not. Anyway, it is an insult. It's beyond insult for you to take, first of all, let's say, take liberty with our names. So let's say a person is named Awotunde. That is one of my names. It's one of my priestly names. It means the Babalawo or the Awo has returned to earth, meaning I was an Awo or Babalawo in a previous lifetime. But I'm just using that as an example. Do not try to take liberties with my name and call me Awo or call me Tunde. Unless you're giving that, sometimes people, like in Africa, Yoruba land, because that's a Yoruba name, if you see people using those short forms of those names, that means they've known them a long time and it's okay. It's like almost like a nickname, but they also have a nickname too. But if I haven't told you to call me Tunde or Awo, if I told you Awo Tunde, that's the name. Now, let's get into the meat of this thing. I run into people talking about they can't pronounce XYZ African name. But you could say Leonardo, you could say Da Vinci, you could say Gambino, you could say Schwarzenegger, but you can't say Ra Nefer. 3 syllables. Ra Nefer. You can't say that. And will tell me you can't say it. But put on a Schwarzenegger movie and say his name perfectly. This is stopping. The reason why we're making this movie, this was going to be kind of like a long drawn out thing. That's why we kind of said movie at first. But the reason why we're saying this is because enough is enough. Enough is enough. If you don't be surprised what you get back when you play with our African names. I ain't playing no games with y'all no more. Now, if you chose not to be African, which 9 times out of 10, if you act in a certain way about African names, then you have chosen not to be African. And you may be anti-African. But those that have chosen the re-Africanization process on the serious level, we have changed our name. Some haven't changed their names. Some they use an African name in a dedicated way, meaning everybody pretty much know about that, except for, let's say, some people that they knew before they start using that name. That's a step. That's a step. I strongly encourage that your legal documentation be in an African name if you really about re-Africanization, right? So what we're saying is quit playing. Quit calling us out our name. Quit playing like you can't pronounce our name. You're not going to take liberties with my name, period. Now, I ain't even getting into those titles. I have several titles in the culture, real legitimate titles. We're not even tripping off that because we're kind of talking to the people that are not in African culture and could really care less. But You might not be a Jew either, but you pronounce their names correctly. Pronounce your Jewish lawyer's name the wrong way and watch what happens. Even just the look on his or her face. Quit playing with your own people. This is not we're not having this no more. Period. So what you get after that is what you get now. Keep that in mind. What you get, your verbal words will invoke certain verbal words. You want to be respected? Respect your own culture. You might not be in the culture, but I know you can say Awo Tunde. I know you can say Kabiesi. That's one of my titles. Kabiesi, that seems to be harder for some people. I don't. How you gonna brag on being the builders of pyramids and civilization and all that, being the first people in the world, but you run around here talking about you can't pronounce a 3-syllable African name? Oh, Dabo Jack.